I am Kate Wessinger, and welcome to this month's Conscious Discipline Structure, where we'll review the difference between praise and offering true encouragement. So, most of us grew up with praise, and we can point out ways that it might have been helpful to us or hurtful to us. So, for example, I'm an Enneagram 3, and my self-worth is really tied to achieving. So, I'm also a firstborn. And in my family system, effectively what happened was they were feeling super proud and super excited and ended up heaping on the praise, which really unknowingly created inside me this mistaken belief that I've done a lot of work on since then, but this mistaken belief that if I wasn't being noticed for doing what I was doing, then I wasn't lovable. And effectively, we do know that we are all good enough. And so in conscious discipline, we eventually shift from judging to noticing and from praising to encouraging. So we use encouragement to inspire intrinsic motivation and replace traditional praise. So on the screen here, you'll see that good job becomes good for you and you did it. You may be wondering, how will kids know right from wrong if we don't point it out to them? Well, luckily, through the wealth of psychological research and social relationship studies that conscious discipline draws on, we recognize that an innate ability of humans, because we are a social mammal, is that we're actually genetically wired to know right from wrong or helpful from hurtful. We're genetically wired to be compassionate, and we are also genetically wired to be in relationship with others and to self-improve. So, let's talk some more about how we can use encouragement to focus on what we want and gain more collaboration in the classroom. Encouragement does a couple of really important things. So first of all, encouragement focuses us on the behavior that we want children to learn. And children also end up learning helpfulness because they figure out that that's what we're valuing when we acknowledge helpfulness in the classroom more and focus on that. So as children become aware of their own helpful acts, they actually also become more willing to act in helpful ways. So when we simply notice helpful acts and accomplishments by using noticing language, do not judgmentally describe what is taking place. There's actually 3 formulas that you can use that are up on the screen to help you know what kind of noticing, what kind of encouragement should I be offering in each situation. So the first is for noticing kind, helpful acts. And when we do that, as the child does the actions or the behavior, you're literally just going to non-judgmentally notice you pushed in your chair so that people could walk around the table. That was thoughtful, or that kept our classroom safe. So you're just going to tag it at the end with kind of however, again, that was impactful for people. Next, there's another way to notice encouraging compliance specifically. And we want to do this again, non-judgmentally, but we're following this up after an assertive command. So if we have told a child assertively what it's time for, and they have followed through, then we acknowledge, you did it. You picked up the toys, even though at first you really didn't want to be done playing. Now you're ready to go outside. You did it. So we help keep them motivated because we're signaling to them that they can handle it. And then we also can notice choices, actions, and accomplishments, like I said. And again, that is simply the you did it, you peed in the potty, or you did it, you put your shoes back on, or you did it, you tried to put your coat on and then you asked for help when it got frustrating. So we are going to really be acknowledging for children all of the ways that they are trying to grow and assert themselves, and do that within this helpful context of collaboration within the classroom. So remember too that our you language is encoded in the brain as I statements. So you did it becomes an internal belief, I did it. And you pushed in your chair becomes I pushed in my chair in the brain. So this is that internal pride and the desire to do the right thing because it's the right thing. And that's, again, how we're going to motivate kids, but also how we're going to make sure, if you're worried again, how do they know right from wrong? They will know just by you simply acknowledging these moments with them. So there are a couple different structures within conscious discipline that help us as the adults and the children practice these skills. And right now we're going to go over the kindness tree. So the kindness tree is a conscious discipline structure to have in your center and classroom. Honor kind and helpful acts by shifting the focus to what is going well and highlight the many ways that we as adults and children can be of service to one another and to the common good of the school family. So very important as we go over this is not a catch them being good board, where the motivation is to please or to follow the rules because someone is watching and there's a reward, and that we end up feeling of value only because an adult in power is giving out judgment. So rather, this is a strategic way to help you as the adult and child focus on collaboration, to notice how humans are naturally helpful to one another, and to feel good about ourselves on the inside because we are contributing in positive ways to the common good. So we do this for the natural feel-good vibes that it creates in ourselves and in our school family, not as a reward system for individual kudos or anything like that. So that's the shift in the intent in conscious discipline. And this also echoes the simple but huge shift, again, from praising to truly encouraging that we already talked about. Here are some examples of ways to create a kindness tree and engage in this new skill of offering encouragement and noticing, and acknowledging really the collaborative potential in every child in your classroom and adult in your school. So these are all from our classrooms, and I'll just let you gaze at some of these. There aren't going to be individual names on any of these, so you're not going to be writing a child's name and saying, go put your heart up. This is, again, more of a collaborative effort. And so it's, more of the look how many helpful, kind acts we've had in our classroom today. That's more of the intent here. So to incorporate some necessary math and graphing activities, as well as to really solidify that shift that we just mentioned from praising individual acts or individual children to thinking and acting for the collective good, you can also do what's called kindness tree graphing. And you can do this with any age, but you can end up totaling or comparing or graphing and recognizing changes along with the children in this non-judgmental collective way by honoring and celebrating the accomplishments and helpfulness that you end up recording as a group when those things take place in your classroom. So all the information and visuals that you see here to do kindness tree graphing are actually on the Conscious Discipline We Connect page that New Horizons has. With these examples and your clear intent, now it's your turn to shift to using noticing to encourage more helpfulness and collaboration in your classroom and center. Thank you.